Hey everyone, welcome back to Corporate Decoder. Today SD just filed an 8K report and I'm seeing one key dividend announcement. Quick note, this is not financial advice, just my take on public filings for educational purposes. The company is declaring a dividend, but it is how they are letting shareholders receive it that is interesting. So, SandRidge Energy Incorporated, a company in the oil and gas exploration and production sector, has just released some important information in a Form 8K filing. This document is typically used to announce major events that shareholders should know about. Now, the most significant piece of information here revolves around a dividend payment. Think of a dividend as a way a company shares a portion of its profits directly with its owners, the shareholders. On the 4th of August 2026, the company's board of directors made a decision to declare a dividend. This means they've set aside money to be paid out to shareholders. The dividend amount is set at $0.13 for every share of common stock that shareholders own. For example, if you own 100 shares, you would be entitled to receive $13. Here is where it gets a bit more strategic for the shareholders. They have a choice. They can opt to receive this dividend payment in cold hard cash, which is pretty straightforward, or they can choose to reinvest this dividend. This means instead of getting cash, they will receive more shares of SandRidge Energy's common stock. This is done through something called a Dividend Reinvestment Plan, or DRIP for short. Companies offer DRIPs to encourage shareholders to hold on to their shares long term and to potentially increase their stake in the company without having to buy shares directly from the market. The payment date for this dividend is the 31st of August 2026. However, to be eligible to receive this dividend, you need to be a stockholder on a specific date, known as the record date, which is the 19th of August 2026. So if you buy shares after the 19th of August, you won't receive this particular dividend. Now, this filing also references another important announcement made on the 5th of August 2026. This announcement was a press release detailing the company's financial and operational results for the period that ended on the 30th of June 2026. This is where we usually find the nitty-gritty numbers about how the company performed. While the actual press release isn't fully detailed in this specific filing, its inclusion as an exhibit tells us that SandRidge Energy is providing an update on its business performance. Companies typically do this to keep investors informed about their revenue, profits, expenses, and other key financial metrics. For example, we might learn if their oil and gas production increased or decreased, what their operating costs were, and ultimately if they made a profit. Looking at external news, SandRidge Energy did indeed grow its income and announced a significant asset deal around this time, which suggests a generally positive operational update. The report is signed by Jonathan Freites, who holds the position of Executive Vice President and Chief Financial Officer. This is standard practice, indicating that the company's leadership has reviewed and approved the information being filed with the Securities and Exchange Commission. So, what is the story here? SandRidge Energy is actively managing its shareholder returns by declaring a dividend. The choice between cash and reinvesting in more stock through a DRIP is a common feature, but it highlights the company's focus on encouraging long-term investment. They are also providing investors with financial performance updates, which, based on external reports, seems to be positive with income growth and strategic asset deals. This suggests the company is not only returning capital, but also working to grow its business. The risk I am watching is how this dividend impacts their cash flow, especially if they need that cash for further expansion or to manage debt. However, the fact that they are offering a reinvestment plan shows confidence in their future growth prospects. Oh, and the research tools I actually use are linked in the description. They help keep this channel going. That is my take. Stay decoded if you found this breakdown helpful, like this video and subscribe for more. Join our Discord for deeper discussions, link in the description.